Right, we're here with Demon at the Sweden Rock Festival 2013, and you just performed here. What do you feel after this?
Well, it was a great gig. I mean, everybody was there singing the songs, and you know, it was just a party occasion, early afternoon at Sweden Rock, and we always have a great time. Everybody appreciates, and we've met lots of fans and friends. Great.
Yeah, and it's not your first time. You played here 3 times before. What do you remember from those concerts you played here?
The things we always remember from this festival is how well it's organised. The fans are brilliant. It's one of the better festivals that we do in Europe. It's real good, well organised. We love to come and play in Sweden, don't we, Dave?
We do, yeah. I mean, they look after us, or you do, incredible. And, you know, we're made to feel important so we can get up there and do, you know, the job, yeah.
It's been quite a rough history for Demon through the years, with many changes of your band members, for example. And Dave, you're the only member from the start.
Yeah.
But you've always been able to continue. But just after you finished the recording of the album British Standard Approved, Mal Spooner tragically passed away. For you and the band then, how was it to continue from that point?
I think it's always been quite difficult for Demon. I mean, when Mal died and I started, or Mal and myself started the band, and we believed we wanted to make a contribution. We just wanted to make some great rock music and not do the same album every time. And I continued after Mal died to try and, you know, to continue what we'd started. And that was, we had a dream, but we wanted to be, you know, the best band in the world. I mean, we haven't been the best band in the world, but we have got so far. It's never been easy for Demon. We've never been, what we say in England, the darlings of the record companies. We've had to do everything the hard way, but I've always believed, you know, we've been honest and tried to get it there. And I think people have said, you know, showed it today. They know we're honest guys. We get up there and we write good songs. We play honest music, and it's not always been easy. But with the likes of Neil and myself and people along the way, I mean, I just happened to be there when it started, and probably I'm the biggest fool in the world to have believed for 30 years that it was still worth doing, but I don't regret any of it, and I'm sure if you ask Neil that it's worth it when you stand up there, something that you did at home 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, people start singing it. Then, to be quite honest, I have a job sometimes not to have a tear in my eye. It's very, very difficult, because Demon's an honest band, and that's the way we've done it.
Great. And with that, we continue. Your music style also changed in the 80s, first to prog rock, and then some years your lyrics also started to contain more about war, about more harder words, maybe war, drugs, and politics.
Yeah, general life, I think.
What was the reason for
well,
all these changes?
Well, the reason was when the band started, which is 30-something years ago. I mean, my daughter's here today. She's my eldest. She's, I think, 32. I'm not sure to tell now. 32, 33. They grew up. My 3 children grew up over that 30 years with the music that I was doing. So I very often, selfishly or not, saw lyrics through their eyes. Things like Hurricane and you know, which was about riots on British streets and that. I just put them down because I was seeing life through their eyes and was playing in Demon. So they maybe were social issues, but not everything as Demon's done social issues. But I think we've always wanted to turn our hand not to be the same every time. Some of the biggest bands in the world make the same album every time, which I've got no problem with that, and they make millions of pounds. But Demon just has to be honest.
I think the other thing, Dave, as well, is that the band isn't particularly like a lovey-dovey Moon and June type band. it's not political as such, but they don't, you know, Dave's lyrics are phenomenal. If you, and a lot of fans ask us about the song titles. You know, just for instance, "Sign of a Madman" is about the bloke who shot John Lennon. People don't understand. Obviously, you know, it's difficult to get it from a lyric sheet, but that's what it's about. It's not all, like I say, it's not all lovey-dovey. Dave tries to write things that make people think a bit more about the songs, you know.
I think the great thing is, like, you know, Neil and myself have been, you know, writing for quite some time, and I think it's important that when you get together with another person that he enters into the spirit of the band, and that's worked great with Neil because he, you know, we understand we're carrying on a tradition that people here and people everywhere in Europe, even though we're maybe an underground band, we have to keep it that way. It would be very nice to be Kiss. It'd be very nice to be Iron Maiden. You know, that's probably. I'll take that to my grave and think we didn't make it to there. But
the thing is, though, Dave, wherever we go, wherever we play, somebody knows the band. Somebody's got the album. So it's, you know, the band is established in that way on the underground scene. You know.
Yeah.
After the release of Unbroken, the last album before was in 2005, and the fans has had they had to wait pretty often for new albums to be released. There's always a gap between the albums. How has that affected the music, you think, you're writing, in terms of maybe not releasing every year, but taking some time?
I think the thing with this band is that two things. The music has always changed because there's been different writers. Dave's always remained the constant, but there's been different people involved in writing the songs, so everybody has their own style. And what we decided when we decided to do the new album, myself and Dave and obviously the boys, we just wanted to make a classic hard rock album with good anthems. We didn't want to go too deep with anything, any meanings. And me and Dave just started to write the songs with Ray and a few other people. As I said, we just wanted a good quality classic hard rock album. The reason we don't record all the time is a few people change in the band. It's never a constant over the years, but me and myself and Dave, we love writing. We're never going to stop writing.
Yeah, that's what we do, yeah. And you know, I just think that these things do happen. But if you have to wait 3-4 years, I feel Unbroken is an incredibly strong album, and I've been there from day one, lyrically, melodies, and working with Neil. And on the new album, we sat down and we said, like Neil has just said, we want to make the best album that this band in this period can make. And I'm happy. I think we've made it. And the interviews I've done with everywhere in the world, and Neil's done, and people we've talked to, and the sales have said, yeah, that's what we want to hear from Demon. And that's proved again that we can draw on our own inspirations, talent, and give the people what they want.
And then you talked a little bit about it, Unbroken. If you compare it to the more older albums, what do you say?
I think what Unbroken, Neil has just said, it is back to, we wanted to make an album where every fan or friend could put their hands in the air and could sing the chorus. We wanted to make a classic rock anthem album, which every track had a big chorus, and a bit like coming to a festival where you put your hands in the air and you want everybody to sing. So we concentrated on making that type of album, and we're very pleased. And I think the outcome generally from all the music press.
Yeah, it's had a lot of positive press, the album has, which obviously me and Dave are really pleased about. You know, it's been received really well.
So what do you see for the future now for Demon?
I think the future is we have to, you know, we have to just go year at a time. I mean, it's, you know, I was there from the beginning. I mean, I love, you know, to do what we do, and I still have the belief. But I think what we've got to do is just see what comes in, and just see each year. It's, you know, we've been to places, people want to see us in Italy, they want to see us in Greece, they want to interview us in America, and that does make you feel good. You know, it's not a lost cause, and like today you saw what was going on out there, and that's generally, it's very uplifting.
I think the other thing with this band is that they never went away. You know, some bands were out in 1981, 82. They'd do one album and then you never seen them again, and then they're coming back on the wave of this new wave of British heavy metal. Dave never stopped writing. You know, they've done 13, 14 albums right the way through the 90s. It's just that period when it went to like grunge. It's the music that people wanted to hear changed. So even bands as big as like Europe, you know, they held back a little bit, and now it's come back again. Good music always rises to the top again, and it's just a classic band. It's a pleasure to play in it, and that's why we keep going. What, you know, people like yourselves want us, we will come. We will gladly come and play in front of people like yourself. It's a great band to be in, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
There's no egos. It's easy going. You know, Dave will walk amongst the crowd. He doesn't mind. He loves every minute of it, and that's why we keep coming back. If nobody wants us, we'll stop.
When they all turn their back on us.
Yeah.
when they all turn their back on us, we won't come back. I mean, you know, if you need any reassurance.
Oh, it was that today, wasn't it? There was about 6,000 or 7,000 people. All the people knew the songs. They were singing along. It was great.
If you still need reassurance that you're still in the game, as we say, then today said it. So just like to say thanks to everybody out there.
Yeah.
Thanks to the fan, and from Neil and myself and Damon, it's a great afternoon.
You mentioned Europe, for example. They're coming to the festival, and Kiss also. Will we see you going around and watching some bands later?
We're definitely both fans of the music, you know. Yeah. Europe for me is one of the coolest bands there is. They had the unfortunate hit which made them their money, but people associate them with that one song. But they're a brilliant band, phenomenal players, and still look really cool to me. So we're definitely going to be watching them. Yeah.
And Kiss.
And Kiss, that little band that headlining.
Yeah. Remember those?
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. And welcome back to Sweden Rock.
Thank you very much.